Hi, welcome back to Waxing On. It's Monday, and today that's jazz. And a friend of mine goes around to all the secondhand shops and is always looking for music for me and dropped this off. And it's an Introducing Jazz Masters, the Jazz Masters 20 series on Verve. And you can see by looking at it, we're going to have a compilation album. And lots of great artists on here, but what I was surprised to find, because this is the booklet that came with it, which one of those bonuses you get on DVDs, all the surprise guests that we're playing on here. It's not just these artists. There were so many great people. And some of them we've talked about on the show before, so you're going to hear familiar names. Some of them we really haven't touched on. But I always love these albums because it gives you a chance to check out a lot of different players, and maybe you discover somebody you really like to listen to. Now, you're not like I was back in the day when we had to go and find their albums. Everything's available on the streaming networks. You find somebody you like here, you can go back and get their whole catalog. It's great. It's great. So let's take a look at who we had on here. First, Verve, very famous jazz label. We've got a lot of different people we're looking at. We start off with Louis Armstrong. What do you got to say about Louis, right? I mean, it's great. Tune is called Just One of Those Things. But who does Louis have playing with him here? Got Louis Bellson on drums, Ray Brown on bass, Herb Ellis on guitar. I mean, it's just a who's who that's in the performance. Louis gets head billing, but a lot of great players playing along with him. Excuse me. Next one got Oscar Peterson, great Canadian jazz pianist, another guy that lived most of his life in the Toronto area. You got it right, Mississauga, Oscar Peterson. And on here, he's using Ray Brown on bass as well, and Ed Thigpen on drums. So another two very familiar names in the jazz area. Sarah Vaughan, vocalist, doing the song Lullaby of Birdland. Now, Sarah Vaughan's got Clifford Brown on trumpet. And we talked about Clifford Brown, I think, way back. Herbie Mann on flute. Sure, we've talked about Herbie, another legend of the thing. And Jimmy Jones on piano. Joe Benjamin on bass, Roy Haynes on drums, and we got Ernie Wilkins, who showed up on a few albums, sax player, I believe, and he was the arranger and director of this gig. Number 4, we got Dizzy Gillespie. I mean, we did Dizzy just recently here with his big band, song called Tour de Force. Now, who's in Dizzy's band this time? Well, come on now. Here, I see Quincy Jones playing in the trumpet section, and you don't see that often, man. Quincy Jones in there. Ernie Wilkins is playing tenor sax on this one as well. Phil Woods playing alto sax. A lot of very familiar names. Stan Getz is up for number 5, and he was one of the first guys I saw at the Ottawa Jazz Festival when they first initiated that years ago. The girl from Ipanema. Who's he got with him? Again, a lot of people here I don't recognize the name. Great tune though by Antonio Carlos Jobim. Duke Ellington's up with Diminuendo in Blue and Blow by Blow. Now, Ellington's orchestra, you know, classics in here. We got Cat Anderson on trumpet, Mercer Ellington, Herbie Jones, Cootie Williams. Trombone, we got Lawrence Brown, Chuck Connors, Buster Cooper. Saxophone section, Jimmy Hamilton, Johnny Hodges, Paul Gonzalez, Harry Carney, Ellington on piano, John Lamb on bass, and Sam Woodward on drums. This is from 1966. Chick Corea is in here, Captain Marvel, tune from 1972. And it's Chick Corea with Joe Farrell on flute, Stanley Clark on bass, Airto Moreira on percussion, and Flora Purim on vocals. And this is one I think we had one when we took Light as a Feather. It sounds like a very familiar lineup as you head to the Chick Corea album on that. One of the queens of jazz vocals, Ella Fitzgerald, doing Everything I Got, song by Rodgers and Hart. And with this, she's got Barney Kessel on guitar, Paul Smith on piano. Wes Montgomery, great jazz guitarist, doing a song called Impressions, written by John Coltrane. And here we got Wynton Kelly Trio. So Kelly on piano, Paul Chambers on bass, Jimmy Cobb on drums. Some of those sound familiar from one of Miles Davis's groups as well. Nina Simone doing Love Me or Leave Me. smaller group. Let's go over Charlie Parker here, number 11, doing Star Eyes. And who's he got with him? Hank Jones, Ray Brown again on bass, and Buddy Rich on drums. Not Drummy Rich, man, it's Buddy Rich on drums, yeah. This was recorded back in 1960. Bill Evans, Here's That Rainy Day. And solo Evans piano. What else, right? Diana Washington doing What a Difference a Day Made. And this is the Belford Hendricks Orchestra. A lot of names I don't know in that one. And Errol Garner doing Misty. I mean, a classic tune of his. And well played. And a small group with him is just Wyatt Ruther on bass, Candido Camaro on congas, and Eugene Hurd on drums. Okay, we're getting down to the final lines here. Billie Holiday, Lady Day, man. Fine Romance, Jerome Kern's tune here. And we got Harry Sweets Edison on trumpet. Benny Carter on sax. Jimmy Rawls on piano. Barney Kessel's back again on guitar. He's getting a lot of work here, Kessel. Larry Bunker on drums. Now, Count Basie, we're wrapping up with April in Paris, a signature tune of his as well. And the Count Basie Orchestra, this is in 1955. We had Thad Jones playing in the trumpet section. We've got Joe Newman, Harry Coker, Bill Hughes, Benny Powell. The last Coker, Hughes, and Powell on trombone. Frank Weiss on flute and sax. Marshall Royal on sax. Billy Graham on sax. Frank Foster, sax. We've got Eddie Jones on bass. Freddie Green, a guy that was with him forever on guitar. Sonny Payne on drums. The time I saw Count Basie, this is in 1955, I saw Count Basie in, I think, the 70s, and I'm pretty sure Sonny Payne was still playing with him then. And Bill Davidson was doing the arrangement. Now, what's also nice in here, there's a little blurb about each of the songs as well. And surprisingly, I don't know this because the Canadian version, it's written in English and another version of it written in French. So you not only have when it was recorded, who's playing backup with them, and a lot of times we got some #1 players here that could be lead men and have been lead men in a lot of other recording sessions, and a little blurb about each of the songs. So there's some great reading comes along with some great listening. I mean, there's classic hits. I mean, the list of artists is just phenomenal. The list of sidemen, also phenomenal. Well worth checking out if you can find these. And again, I don't know if this one in particular is available on the streaming network. It's worth taking a look for. But you never know where you're going to find these hidden treasures. And I've said before, yard sales this time of year, people have them. Secondhand stores, thrift stores, anywhere. People are getting rid of some of these hard copies since everything's digital. It's your chance to pick up some real treasures. Okay, that's it for today, Monday. The Jazz Masters. Hope to see you again on Wednesday. We're back with classic rock. Till then, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you on Wednesday.